Welcome back to the T.O.D. project. This is episode 10, brought to you by Triumph Company with your hosts Marcel Scott and Jared Klein. Today on episode 10 of the T.O.D. project, special guest Rodney Davis, along with Marselis and Jared, go into their views on different forms of investments, such as real estate, Forex, stocks, and dropshipping, as well as touching on topics about mindset and video games. There's honestly a little of everything in this episode, so sit down, relax, and buckle in. Make sure to get connected with Triumph Company on Instagram at Triumph Company US, as well as visiting their website, triumphcompany.us, while using the code TOD10, that is TOD10, for 10% off your order at checkout. Also, make sure to subscribe to the TOD project on YouTube, and to follow the podcast on Spotify. Finally, make sure to follow our special guest, Rodney, on Instagram at official Rodney. That is at official Rodney, RODKNEE. With that, sit back, relax, and open your minds for today's episode. Welcome back to episode, what is this, episode 10? Episode 10 of the TOD project. Finally hit that 10. For some reason, that break over the holidays was crazy. But anyways, welcome back to episode 10 of the TOD project. I just want to reiterate everything. Go down below if you haven't already and follow and connect with everyone and everything in the description, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube. Make sure you do that. But today for episode 10, obviously you have Marcellus and myself, but we have a guest that is on today. Obviously, we always have a guest on. His name is Rodney Davis. We've connected with him in the past. We know kind of what he's about. We thought he'd be a brilliant guest to have on. So Rodney, if you want to say hi, what's up? We'll get into your intro a little bit later. But if you just want to say hi, what's up? Tell people what you're about. Go for it.
Yo, what's going on? This is Rodney.
Simple and short. Hey, that's all good.
I don't know. This is my first time, so let's see where it goes.
Hey, it's a good thing. It's a little icebreaker for everything, you know?
Yeah, I feel it.
Marcellus, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good and doing great, bro. This is episode 10. We at it again. We're about to get it in. With my boy Rodney. I got some questions for him, man. Just ready to give the audience some value and also let them know like they're listening to a market wizard right here. Literally.
Oh yeah. Well, we're definitely getting into that. But Rodney, if you want to go out, kind of intro yourself, tell people what you're about so people can kind of get their feet wet and who you are, what you're all about, that'd be awesome. And then we can move from there. That sound all right?
Gotcha. Well, first off, obviously my name's Rodney Davis. I'm 22. I'm gonna be 23 in a month and like 7 days. I live out in right now in North Carolina, mainly for family reasons, but I'm looking to go somewhere different just to get uncomfortable. Once everything clears up, once I get them back on their feet. But I'm just a trader, bro. Nothing crazy. I do investing in multiple different things, mainly real estate right now. I got something I'm trying to get at this very moment, but yeah, that's mainly me, man. It's mainly me.
That's awesome. We haven't had a guy that's dabbled in real estate on here yet, so that's perfect. That's a different subject matter that we're going to be able to jump into. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Marcellus, why don't you hit him with it, man? You said you had questions.
Oh yeah, I do got a question. So I remember specifically, I don't know if it was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half. I was on Instagram and I seen that you purchased your first home, and I'm just wondering because I'm still want to do that. I want to buy properties, get into real estate as well. So how did you feel buying that first property and you're like, man, I can come in this house. This is mine. Nobody can take it from me. How was that feeling for you?
I'm gonna be honest, it didn't hit me till like 3 months in. It didn't really hit me. Like, yeah, I was walking around it and stuff, but I was like, dang, like it came with like 2 acres of land, so it was like different having like mad land, my family here and stuff like that. So it's like it definitely was just at first it was just like, oh, this is just what happens, but then it was like, wow, like I really did this. So it's definitely crazy. As far as how, while I was in my like trading journey, I did have a job at the bank simultaneously. So, I have quit that. I quit that back in March, actually.
Dang, you was robbing the banks. What you trading, you going up against the bank. The bank get the check and he get paid in the markets from the banks because they got most of the liquidity in the markets. And For you all traders that or people that don't trade, don't know what that means. Liquidity is money in the markets because like the foreign exchange market is basically a lot of banks, institutions, hedge funds. They put a lot of their money into these markets, basically using your money from your bank account, flipping it for more money and lending it out to people and all that stuff, which I don't want to get into all that. But yeah.
We'll probably get into that sometime here, but
Yeah, we will eventually.
Just like a quick point on that. That was the biggest thing that attracted me to trading because I was that person, right? I was doing that. I had people that I was handling their investments. I'm like, wow, this is crazy how this works. And then when somebody like explained to me how you can gain this percentage on your own, I'm like, why not do this for myself? So that was when, it clicked, like, let me try to do this. And so that's where that sparked from. Cause I understood percentages. I just never did it for myself. So
what do you primarily trade in? I mean, you said you dabbled in everything else, but do you still do Forex, or what do you primarily put your money into?
Yeah, it's mainly Forex still. The everything else is like dabbling in dropshipping stores, any real estate that I can get my hands on. I'm learning stocks. I mean, it's the same as Forex, but it's like the broker is different. A lot of things are different, so it's still little things there, but primarily it's Forex.
Sheesh.
So what is, just to inform the people, a little crash course on what the foreign exchange market, if one of you want to say it. I'm a little out of it, so I haven't been trading in Forex in a couple months, so I'm not the one to explain it. So if one of you guys want to take the reins on that, go for it.
I'm gonna let Rodney do it because Rodney done this at a really young age. I think in like 2021, man. He was like 21 years old. People were like, bro, did you know, man, Rodney's got like $500,000 in the trading account? I'm like, hey, look, I didn't know it. Now I know it, man. Got zeros on zeros in that thing. So
no
let him,
explain. No income claims over here, but I mean, it's really simple. It's just an exchange of one currency for another. Like as the day goes on, the rate in between two currencies fluctuate, and that's where you capitalize. Like you could go get euros, and then later on that day, you could make money from that. So that's like the simplest way you can really put it.
Because a lot of people confuse it with the stock market. Granted, like it is relatively pretty similar. But some people get confused over so you're buying like two different currencies can be paired up against each other, like paired with each other. What are you talking about? So it was always the common misconception I would get when I try to like explain it to my family.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like I don't have, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have like the patience to like talk to people about it anymore like that. But
I didn't know how that feels.
But yeah, like that's basically it. Like the way the pairs work. Obviously, for example, euro versus dollar, you're getting euros in exchange for dollar, or vice versa. And when the euro's up, the dollar goes down, and that's how you determine what you want to do.
So you got this thing rolling on your side. I think it's called market mechanics. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
So if you want a shameless plug for the people, kind of let people know what that's all about. I know it's been a couple of my buddies, B Money. I think B Money's doing it with you, right?
He was in it for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not really sure like where he is now. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It was really honestly a quarantine thing. So, I wanted to, the teaching kind of helps like keep me on track. It's cool to, like, I do the market thing. It's just bringing people along with me. It's not like, something that they have to stay in or anything like that. It's more so just, people that want to learn more. I more so try to focus on the psychology because that's what people really need help on. So like in there, I'll talk to you, like we can sit down and stuff like that. But it's mainly just me. It's pre-recorded education, and then on my views on how things go, and then weekly calls. So that's really it. 2 calls a week.
Nice. And I know you probably got some students in there, man, making some figure, like 4 figures, 5-figure days, stuff like that. So
it's been some crazy stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. When it first started, I was like, what is going on? But hey.
Some people just like to pop off every once in a while.
Yeah.
Nothing against that.
So what was the most like craziest thing you seen from a student, like far as maybe age wise or percentages they made in a day or in a month or a week, and you were like, dang, like I really am a master teacher, or I'm good at what I do and it's duplicating with other people.
One thing I can say from somebody and this is what, like, kind of instilled with me, like, wow, I really can show people how to do this. One of my can I say, like, should I say like percentages, or like how should I say just the
I feel like
amounts?
as long as you don't say names, like don't attribute to a name, just say
Oh, no
one
names.
kid.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
just say one kid.
Or no last name. It don't
I'm
matter.
glad I mentioned that because I was about to say his name, but it's a guy here that he actually is local to me. So um, we started a long time ago, me and him. Then I popped off, and then I helped him, and then next thing I know, this guy has made $250,000 in 2019.
Woo! Drop the bombs.
And
Sheesh.
I'm like, this guy's more aggressive than me, but like that's when I realized, like, that's cool. Like I really like instilled this person, and I've helped some people pass FTMO. So it's been, I mean, it's been crazy. It's been crazy as far as having results from people.
It was crazy. That kind of stems from what we were talking about. On I think was it when did we have Mike on, Marcellus? Was that last episode or was that 2 episodes ago? Mike Mariazzi.
Two episodes ago, because we had Gator Boy or Groove. My bad,
Yeah,
Groove
yeah.
on last one. So yeah, Mike Mariazzi was the one before that episode.
We were talking
Episode
about
8.
Yeah. We were talking about like coaching, because he's a strength and conditioning coach and I'm a baseball coach, and just like we were talking about, like when you instill like the value, when you provide the value and provide the advice that they ask, or when they ask a question, you provide the answer, and then you see them implementing that answer into what they're doing. Like I bet you felt just crazy when you see the results that people were getting from your teachings and from your advice. Like I can only imagine.
Yeah, I've seen like crazy 6-month turnarounds with some people. A lot of the people that I've worked with, either like they've been trading for a while, but it's not there yet. That's what I deal with a lot of, and I off rip, I see it's the psychology that's bugging you. Whether it's like I'm scared to take a trade, or um, something in regards to I'm not understanding something in particular. It's mainly the psychology that gets everybody, because um, that's a big part of it. Like being afraid to lose money, it'll kill you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing that I want people to understand is being afraid like that. Like the word, you should be more afraid of wasting time. That should be more. That's a more scary
Bar.
thing, is wasting time. Like you don't want to be grinding on the charts and not taking trades, and then 2 years have passed, 3, 4, 5 years have passed. It hurts. Like it really does. So, and I've experienced that. So it hurts. Yeah, I know. So
Sheesh.
I
Hey.
I get people to realize, when they realize that, it's like, wow, okay, I need to at least feel the market. That's 70% of it.
And you got to feel the losses. You got to feel the big losses. You got to feel the possible blown accounts. You got to feel the
Oh
just
man.
missed trades or just got stopped out and went in your favor. You got to feel those, and then I feel like that's in anything. You got to feel the mistakes before you got to feel the mistakes and the L's that you take before you're able to switch things up and get the W's. Feels like
Yeah.
that's just with anything.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to tell people. Like, that's my favorite thing to tell. Like, you're talking to somebody that's blown $1,000 account, $1,000 account. Brother gave me 1,000, blew that. Like, I've been in that situation. I've blown the money. I've been in trades before work, down $600. Like, I can't even go to work now. I'm stressed out. Like I've been in that world. I've been in that world. So like that's my favorite thing to tell people. Like I lose, I still lose. But that it's the risk, man. And that's another thing. And still in risk management. When you understand that, when you understand I'm comfortable risking this, like it doesn't matter.
Yes, facts, bro. And trading reminds me of two elements of life. Well, I wouldn't say life, but like I got metaphors for it. So one being baseball, right? Everybody remembers Babe Ruth for all the home runs, but nobody remembers him for having the most strikeouts of all time. But he had the most home runs. His batting average was, roughly around 280, around 300. just like with trading, you can be 30% profitable and still make some money, and you also become the master of your money instead of being a slave of your money, and you get to whip your money until it to get to work and start multiplying and having babies for you. So that way, you're at home or wherever you're at, as long as you got a Wi-Fi connection, you can trade. Because I love it, man. Sometimes I'll be out on the go and I'll get on the charts on my phone and place a couple trades and make a couple dollars. And like you said, though, you blew accounts, you lost money in the markets, but most people that lose the most money end up making the most money if they stick it out. And I've never heard of a great trader that hasn't blown an account. Most great traders that are aggressive and that are actually placing their trades and don't have fear, they have blown an account. But it's okay though. It's just money. And like you said, time is something we can't get back. We can always get money back though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a crazy. I just had like you saying that just kind of, damn, that hit me in the face a little bit.
It's the realization, man, that you have to come to, and that was when I became numb to the losing. I became numb to it. Like I don't know if that's like a good way to go about it, but yeah, I just became extremely numb. Like at the end of the day, it's just money, So
think about Elon Musk. That man had to spend millions to shoot rockets in the air, and then the freaking rockets blow up midair and lose millions of dollars, and having to sleep on people's couches and sleep in factories and stuff. But he had to make that risk. It's just like in life, everything is a risk. You go outside, you get in your car, you got a risk of getting hit by a car. You got every day, your life is on the line. So if everything in life is relatively a risk, why would you be scared to risk money when you're gonna die one day? So you might as well put your money to work and use that risk to get that high reward. So yeah.
It would make sense to everybody if they really sat down and looked at how much money they wasted. It would make a lot of sense. Like if you really sat back and look at it, like I think about myself, I waste money all the time. Like it's crazy. Like when it's just crazy. You could put your money to work. Like I don't know who people that think they can't just don't see it, but
it's like that nonchalant spending. Like let's say you go to a gas station or something, you see like a drink or something that you like. Oh, the next day, oh, I like that drink. Let's go do that again. Like that shit that people don't realize that stacks up. Like that stacks up. Like before you know it, you're spending half of your income on fucking snacks and movies and and subscriptions that you don't even know you still have. Just that pointless stuff that people don't really are cognizant to. They just think it's, I'm just going to throw it in the back. I'll pay for it, whatever.
It's just the same people. My bad for cutting you off, but that's the same people. Like, I don't have money to invest. Literally, you can buy silver for $20. You buy like an ounce of silver like every week. It's going to go up in price over time. That's a way to invest. And in foreign exchange market, you can get in with $50. So there's ways to invest. People just don't want to put their money on the line. They don't want to think long term. But yeah. I can go on for days about that.
We can get into long term, bro. Like the misconception on social media, everyone sees that. Everyone knows what we're talking about when we say that. Like I had a good conversation with a really good friend of mine. He used to be my physical therapist when I had surgery a while back, and when I was playing baseball. But he posted something on Instagram. He said the question that he supplied was, what's your favorite part of your fitness or like health journey? And I commented back, I said the process. And I had a whole reasoning behind it, but I'll get to it shortly. It said, like, I basically said, like, most people see as consumers and as an avid consumer of social media and everything like that, we see the start and the finish. We never really see the in between, depending on the person. Like obviously if you're following like Andy Frisella and people like that, obviously they show the in between. But like one of your buddies, like obviously people work under the radar, but like you see the before and then you see the after. You see the instant change. There's no visual of what happens in between, how much grit, how much consistency, how much persistence, how much adversity they've gone through. You don't really see that. And that's what I feel like a lot of people like, yeah, we know it in the back of our heads, but sometimes we don't want to accept it, that we have to put in that work.
It's just like actors and movie stars. Like a lot of people don't realize that. For instance, John Wick. I love that freaking movie. Man, I'm gonna buy all of them. There's gonna be 5 coming out. I'll let y'all know. 3 already came out. 4 is about to be on the way. They coming on the 5th one. But dude, Keanu Reeves, he had to go through so many like jiu-jitsu classes and combat training and learning how to shoot guns and stuff. And then like when they make the movie, it looks kind of boring. Like, do you see green screens, got cameras up around? But when they make the final product and the movie comes out, everybody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And they snipped it down in 2 hours, but it took maybe 2, 3, 4 years to even make. So it's the same thing with your life and your process of where you want to go. You know, people only really focus on the end result. You can't have a microwave mindset and expect a gourmet life. Like it's just a process. You gotta do what you gotta do. So Rodney, let's get to real estate, bro. So when you talk about real estate, what is your go-to avenue in real estate? You know, is it multifamily apartments? Is it just, you know, single family homes? Like what is your go-to when it comes to real estate?
My goal right now is a multifamily.
Nice.
My goal is a multifamily. Like that's like a huge thing for me because they're like, if you look at them on paper, they're like cash cows. It's crazy. I right now, well, I was working on I was trying to get a convenience store, a corner store, but that fell through because the engineer told me there was something structurally sound. I probably shouldn't mess with. I was gonna get the building really cheap though. It was a corner lot. Previously, 7 years ago, it was a grocery store. I wanted to turn it into a gas station because the city told me I need to make a parking lot anyway, so I had to pave that. But the building it wasn't structurally sound. I had to pay an engineer, and that fell through. But I mainly want rentals and multifamily. That's like the goal. That's like the passive thing I want.
So do duplexes fall under multifamily? I'm kind of.
Yeah, that's a multifamily too. They're hard to get your hands on though.
I feel like they're like number one for a lot of people because you can obviously you can live in one half and rent out the other. So I mean it's like if you buy a whole duplex, I feel like that'd be an easy way to go. That's probably why it's so popular.
Oh yeah, because that's extreme. That's like ideal because like you said, the person on the other side could be paying your rent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's ideal. That's like life cheat code. I swear, like real estate really is a cheat code. Once you get set in it, you know.
What do you think the misconception of like I know some people feel a little weird when you're like you're making money off of like people just living basically. Like what do you feel about that? What's your take on that?
I mean, I think that boils down to perspective. I'm also providing a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this person, not everybody's got good credit and can just buy a house. Some people need to rent and they need to rent until they get to that situation. So I think that boils down to perspective. I don't know that because to me, like for example, if I were to get a multifamily that houses 16 families, I'm helping. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true.
We live in a world where, you know, you got to make money. If somebody's going to make money off you regardless. Either you're going to be paying somebody rent, somebody going to be selling you insurance, the health department or the hospital, you're going to have to pay the hospital bill. So it's part of life. You're going to have to pay to have places and live. So
exactly,
you know, it's really not a bad thing. I mean, it's just the way that our world is set up. Don't get mad at the person that's got on the right playing field or got on the other side of the ball game and you still are renting out. You can do the same exact thing. All you maybe need to do is read some books, get your credit together, get your capital up, or, you know, if you get your credit together, you can just get a loan and go ahead and get you a property. So, or even if you don't have the money, it's called OPM. You can actually have someone that has a good credit go in on a deal and you find the deal for them and then they pay for the property. And now you've created some wealth for yourself. So there's so many ways to get into real estate. I wish people really would have a different perspective on it because you are providing something and also you're taking all the risk. Because if that person gets up and just leaves, now you're stuck with the property. Now you got to, you know, pay for it and everything. And then you have to bring contractors out there, make sure everything is straight. So yeah, the owner of the home should get paid for that.
Yeah, you take on a big risk, especially with rentals. Like I know in California, it was rough on COVID because they couldn't kick people out. And I mean, I don't know, I personally couldn't do that. I would obviously work with the people that I got, but like out in California, they had crazy rules and they take on a big risk, huge risk.
What was it like even if they couldn't even like pay rent, they couldn't like legally they couldn't foreclose or like
you can't legally evict anybody during COVID.
Evict, that's the word.
Yeah, evict. You can't legally evict, and I know in Dallas though they were evicting people, but
Different states, yeah.
yeah, that's but not being able to evict them, like they're running up all the electricity, all that stuff. So you're dealing with a lot on the back end, but
Taking advantage of the system.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, they can't kick me out. I'm gonna run up my bills, bro.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Power bills, water bills, they couldn't cut them off. So all those companies suffered. All that stuff suffered. So
it's just a domino effect when it comes to that. I think that was a bad move. I mean, yeah, obviously it COVID and the initial like financial collapse that obviously came back, because if anyone who knows what the markets are, they're going to come back eventually. I feel like it instilled a lot of panic, and people were just like doing what they can with the unpredictability. And I understand it to an extent, but people got to make a living. Like, like it's not end all be all. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh, but like the people that own the building, the companies that are there, especially when it comes to providing electricity and energy and water and even a living space. Like, what if the person that is providing the living space goes out of business? Then the family's going to be fucked either way. I guess I can only talk because I'm on the outside. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of everything and what the whole situation was, but I don't know. That's just my view on it. It's tough, but
yeah, it is tough. I don't know what the solution to it is, but either way, you got to get out here and grind. Either way, you got to find a way to make some money. So, I mean, I think somebody's gonna make it. That's all I'm gonna say. Somebody's gonna make it.
That is dang true.
So a big topic right now. Actually, I want to go into this first. Have you ever heard of Clubhouse?
Yes. I have a Clubhouse. I got invited last week. I haven't opened it since. So
yeah, I just got invited because I saw it on Gary V's Instagram. He said Clubhouse is underrated. So I was like, hey, I'll check this out. I feel like it is one of the best things I've ever come across in my life.
Wow. Okay.
People love this app, man.
There's a lot of I mean, first off, it's free. Secondly, like obviously it's gonna get manipulated by the shitty people, but like there's open like live chat rooms just like for networking, and then there's open topic specific chat rooms, and then sometimes like I think Meek Mill and Gary V had a big like call on it providing information, and it was free. Like you don't get that anywhere. Like so it's crazy. I think it's like one of the next big things that are coming up. I mean, if people like Gary V and Meek Mill and like people that got really good reputation are, I guess, advertising about it and marketing about it.
Meek got the best reputation, but yeah, he got followers though.
Well, yeah, I guess social following.
He still got a voice. He's still
social reputation. I guess I would say.
Did y'all see what happened with Meek Mill? Well, it wasn't like something happened to him physically, but he put on Twitter, he's like, I need everybody I know or that reps me and listen to my music or whatever to get stocks in crypto. As soon as he said that, bro, the market went down. Like he should have been saying that way back when Bitcoin was probably like 10, 12K, 15K. They could have got in stacking some Bitcoin, stacking some sats.
Of course, he says it when it's at an all-time high.
Yeah, that's when everybody wants to buy when it's an all-time high. I remember the other day I went to a Bitcoin ATM and I put some cash in there to get some Bitcoin. I actually bought some Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, which I think Ethereum is going to be the new wave when it comes to online in the future. But the guy at the front desk, I said, man, hey, how long you had this in there? He's like, man, I had about 2 years. I said, bro, you the man. I appreciate you for this. I said, man, I'm going to keep coming in here getting Bitcoin. He's like, it's going down right now. I said, hey, that's a discount.
Yeah.
And I walked out. He was laughing. So, yeah.
Buy the fear. Buy the fear.
Buy the fear, sell the greed.
Rodney, what do you think about Bitcoin? We never sell short on Bitcoin on this show. So what do you think about it?
I honestly am not a good person to talk about with Bitcoin. As crazy as that seems, with me being an investor and everything, I'm not super hip on Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm not against it. Like, I don't think it's bad or anything. My only fear, I just have one small tiny fear, and it's it
snap.
finding its purpose. You know that I've seen where it could be used in banks soon this year, but that's the biggest thing that scares me is like the purpose. It's still kind of unstable to me. That's why I would buy like bits of Bitcoin, but I wouldn't like margin trade it. That's not my. I wouldn't like margin trade it. I could see investments in it. That's like, speaking of like buying it. Like I remember um, talking about investing in it when it was at 3K. When it bounced at 3K, like from there,
Oh,
it's been moon
yeah.
ever since. So like,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, like I that's the only thing with me. Like I get it. Like I get why it would be beneficial in the future. Like I've seen where people have done things faster with Bitcoin. It's a better way of operating, honestly. But I'm just waiting for it to find its purpose, and that's when I think, it'll really moon in. But if not, that scares me if it doesn't find the purpose.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you're right there 100%. You bring up a really good point. Like I feel like it's not truly implemented mainstream yet. So like I guess like the value is just attributed by the masses that are buying it, by the people that are having it, by I guess the hype is in, so say, in this subject matter. It's not really used mainstream yet. I mean,
Mm.
like I guess when I say mainstream, like the dollar, like our form of our main form of currency, I mean, I don't think it's ever going to get there because it's America. Um, but maybe it's used internationally different, but at least here in America, it's not really used mainstream. So I see that 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah,
That's
like
that's a good point that you bring up.
yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not super like into it, but I want to stick around and see if it at least finds a purpose there with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
I think it's basically like how social media allowed us now to be able to post ourselves and get ourselves out there. Back in the day, if you were a singer, artist, athlete, whatever, you had to become on TV, radio, and all that stuff. Now you can promote yourself. So I feel like now Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these cryptocurrencies basically gives us the freedom to be able to exchange with other people and commerce with others without no bank, no financial institution taking out hella fees or controlling everything. Because my bank wants to know everything. Like, what's what's your oldest nephew's name and what year did you live in certain such and such? Like, I don't want you to know all that. I think that when we have money and we want to converse with somebody, we should be able to do whatever the hell we want with our money or whatever. I think that in the future, it's going to come to a point where more people are going to want to get Ethereum and Bitcoin once they really truly understand the value of it than having the US dollar. Because as the years go down or the years go by, the US dollar it depreciates in value. Like it's just getting worse and worse. But Bitcoin goes up and up is because I don't know if you guys heard of the Bitcoin halving, but every
Mm-hmm.
like 4 years, it's almost like the Olympics type shit. Basically, Bitcoin is only being mined a certain amount now. Like it gets cut in half to how much Bitcoin is being mined per hour or per like 15 minutes or something like that.
Shout out
But
episode 2 of TOD Project with Jordan the
yeah,
Savage, by the way.
Jordan Savage, shout out to him. But I honestly, I see the value in it, and me, I'm gonna be investing in it because I'm gonna be an old ass man, and my grandkids gonna be like, "What'd you do when you was 20 something years old?" And then the coronavirus, whenever oil went to negative, whenever Bitcoin went from 4,000 to 40,000 plus, I'm gonna say, "Hey, I was buying more, I was loading up." So
Yo,
I'm excited to see how it's gonna grow and be
I
very much.
remember that oil crash, bro. I made a bag
Yeah.
off of that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
Yeah.
go.
The oil thing was crazy. I
That was
remember that.
so
I'd never
crazy.
seen anything like that. Like never.
I've only obviously been living for 22 years. I've never
We
seen
live in
gas prices that low,
history.
like, and even like seeing it on TradingView, like it was at 1 cent at a point. Like I was just like, what's going on? Like
No,
TradingView wouldn't even allow it to go any lower. Like I was like,
no,
what's happening? Like I was like, is this even like real?
Yeah,
I
bro.
the
was so
craziest thing to
crazy.
me with that was I was seeing a lot of people in that sell or in the buys, but Swap was literally taking it all from them.
Oh yeah.
Facts,
Hmm.
facts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
seen a
think.
guy up 100,000 and he ended up owing 5 grand.
Oof.
Like that was crazy.
What?
I think I held it. I think I held a sell when it was at like 15, and I took it down to like 8 or 7 because I think Jordan was actually the one. He's like, yo, swap is gonna kick your ass if you hold that. So I was like,
Mhm.
maybe I probably should take that out. But yeah, that was crazy. That was insane. I completely forgot about that, to be honest. When was that? Was that was
That was like around when COVID hit, around like
like
early
March,
Yeah,
beginning of 2020. Yeah, like
March,
yeah,
April?
March. Yeah.
Dang.
yeah. Like a lot of crazy stuff was happening, and like a lot of different things was happening. Um, even it was like literally right after like the Dow dropped like heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that was an exciting time. That was an exciting time. The Dow dropping.
My
'Cause we,
to say the least, my family was very nervous when that happened. Very nervous.
let me guess. Let me guess, Jerry. Your family has 401ks.
You guessed it. Yes, they
See.
do. But
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
they just I mean,
Yeah.
they all knew like the market's going to come back. It always comes back, It always comes back. And even it's honestly, I think what did they say 2020 was the best rebound of the market like ever, pretty much.
I think the
Yep.
Dow got up to like 30K at the end of 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's broken
Mm-hmm.
new all time highs already.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, it's just the panic. That's the horrible thing. Like at least I mean, we knew like in the back of our minds cuz we're familiarized with how the markets work and everything. In the back of our minds, we knew it was coming back, but you can't deny the fact that like you see something crash that much, you're like, "Holy fuck." Like
Yeah, it
you
was wild.
you think like how many people like completely lost everything?
Yeah.
Like how many people just completely lost it all? Like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I was working at the time, and I remember pulling my stuff out. Like I remember being in my desk and everybody's panicking. I'm like, I kind of told y'all. I really told. I pre warned them. Like when COVID started getting more and more serious, I'm like, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad for our investments in this company. And when they said our stocks was available, I pulled it. I pulled it immediately, all of it, and they questioned me. But I mean, hey,
And then
A lot
it
of people got rich off this
tanked.
though.
Oh
A lot
yeah,
of people got rich.
I remember people in our team were trading US 30 off of that drop, and oh my god, so many people caught that.
In bags.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
So the average person was getting toilet paper and Kleenex and all this other stuff, but the investor was racking up on chips, racking up on silver, racking up on the markets, getting more on the charts. And
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it sometimes, but like literally, whenever there's something going on with a pandemic, epidemic, or whatever going on in the economy, somebody's getting rich off of it. It's just a transfer of wealth. That's all it is. It was a transfer of wealth, and now somebody looking back now and got into the market when everybody was scared and shit. Now it's sit back wealthy. They done pulled out that money. They're good now. They're getting back into the markets again. It's just a cycle. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it just happens over and over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rodney, so the stocks that you were in, like what are you vested in when it comes to stocks? And are you a fan of Tesla? What do you think about
oh yeah,
Tesla stock?
big fan of Tesla. But everything else is mainly stuff that I know, like airlines, anything that like I personally am like interested in. I'm mainly interested in knowing getting dividends. I kind of learned this new little thing that stocks pay dividends out at quarterly or yearly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I've been trying to invest in stuff and make that another passive where it's like, like for example, you can invest in AT&T right now, and it's like them saying, "Hey, here, thank you for being invested in us. Here's some money back." So like, the
Mm-hmm.
more you own in these stocks that give you dividends, the more you get back annually, quarterly. You can get a passive 2,000, 5,000, through dividends alone. So
Right. You can
that's a
take
big
that
thing I'm
money,
into.
throw in a trading account or invest in some other way and just keep growing that money. That's how the rich get rich. They literally they buy shares of something they're already using, like Verizon. If you're a part of Verizon, you can buy shares of the company, get paid a dividend, I believe, as well on Verizon. But I don't do stocks. I do cryptocurrencies because I think of the future. But yeah, stocks is one of those things where literally anybody, if they really thought, they could be like, okay, I got an Xbox. So this is what I need to do. Since I bought the Xbox, let me go ahead and buy some shares too. Let me go ahead and buy some shares of Sony. But a lot more people
Microsoft.
would be well off if they did that.
Microsoft, big guy.
Or no, Sony for PS4 people, and then I said Xbox. Everybody knows Microsoft.
Get your
You know what I'm
consoles
saying?
right, my guy.
No,
Get your
bro,
consoles right.
I don't play video games. I'm probably never gonna play video games, bro.
You're-
Like
if the wrong
investment's my
person
video
hears
game.
that, if the wrong person
No,
hears that, you're gonna
I
be starting a console war, and we don't want that.
But I was saying Xbox and I was saying Sony as like two different things. Like Sony, everybody knows Sony's PS4 and then Xbox is Microsoft. But like, you know, but yeah,
There's some people out there, hey, bro, that get real heated about that, because that's been the battle.
I don't really care.
Man, video games are.
I love.
I can see where they're really good. I mean, I still dabble a little bit, but man, like video games are just they can be interesting. But
It's a big way for me to connect with buddies that like from high school or like that I don't really see that often.
oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
It's a great way to just keep in contact with your friends and everything like that. I mean, obviously it can get you can abuse it really easily and get addicted really easily. But I mean, if you have that in moderation, I think it's amazing. It's a really good stress reliever for a lot of people. I think it's awesome.
yeah, I agree. Anything's good in moderation. I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
so
I used to play Xbox Live all the time. So, but yeah, out of moderation.
It is one of the, yeah, I guess just like anything.
yeah.
If you don't abuse it, it's a good thing.
Now, if you get paid,
That's
like
another thing.
like the FaZe Clan, them guys or whatever, you know, the main people that are stars in the gaming world. If you making millions off of it, hell, play your ass off then.
Yeah, shit.
Man,
Shit.
streamers make crazy money, man. Like
They do.
Big streamers make crazy money.
I wish I could sit up there and do that for an hour. I don't know if I could do that lifestyle though, where I'm like playing for like 10 hours, I'm streaming for 10 hours. I don't know if I could do that. But I mean, that's to me, that sounds like crazy easy money. When you're big, like a ninja or something like that.
Yeah, when you're good as fuck, the audience comes to you when you're good as fuck. The hard part is like when you're average, like you got to have a personality for it. That's where a lot of people get stuck in that because they think, oh, Ninja did it, I can do it too, which is correct. You can, but if you're average and right away, like if you're average and you don't have the personality that's like if you can't stream for two people and keep them entertained and keep them wanting to stay in your chat, it's gonna be a tough time growing, my man.
You guys ever seen the movie Player One?
Player One, yeah, it was amazing. I loved it so much.
I actually haven't seen that.
Oh, you gotta see
really
that, bro.
Fucking good movie.
It's really good. So do you guys think Jared, do you think that's where video games are gonna lead to, as far as like we're in the damn game and it's not gonna it's gonna be like a whole different world inside of that, and then like the real world is gonna be different.
It's virtual reality, bro.
Compared to that, yeah. Like, do you think that people are gonna rather be in that than be in real life? I think it's gonna come down to that.
So Rodney, I'll explain it to you a little bit. So basically, this whole movie was people were living their lives, right? Like me and you, how we're living our real lives right now. And they're using VR in a completely like our VR times like 500 that completely immerse themselves in a digital world. Like how like worst case scenario VR. So they were living VR like it was their real world. So I guess to kind of give context to that, I think that's a possibility. It's sad to say it, but I feel like VR is so new. I mean, I think anything's possible, especially with AI, especially, hearing all the stuff that could potentially happen with that. I mean, who am I to say it's a possibility? I mean, I can always be skeptical about it, but is it really going to happen? I guess we'll find out. Maybe in our lifetime. I don't know.
It doesn't shock me, like just hearing. I understand the concept, so I mean, yeah, it doesn't shock me, but I don't want to be a part of that. If we're being honest, I like reality. Like I don't want to. I don't even like talking to Siri. To be honest, I don't even like saying "Hey Siri." Like I'm good off of like that kind of stuff. For some reason, it just don't sit with me. Well, I guess I don't know. Mm-hmm.
It is kind of creepy though. Like just to think about it, like I can't even imagine myself in that situation where like I think VR is real and real life is just is not. I feel like all the connections that you'd make like family wise is always through a character, not your real self, which would be really fucked.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want people getting hooked on that. Like that's crazy.
That's
It's already
insane.
happening. It's already happening.
It is. It's insane. I mean, I know people get that way with Call of Duty, which I don't want to go down that road. Like, oh, is Call of Duty a catalyst for school shootings and violent thing? I mean, it may be obviously another moderation topic, but it's getting that way with like first person shooters and stuff like that. Cause you're like in first person, you're immersed in that whole point of view. You know, it really does seem real when you play it for a while. It gets a
Yeah,
little crazy.
I will say when it comes to, I mean, yeah, it's in the air whether that contributes to school shootings and stuff like that. But I will say that anger that sometimes you display and like for that, a video game make you angry. I've
Mm-hmm.
had where this is where I kind of cut back because that anger used to translate to real life. And that's when I kind of realized, okay, I can't be doing that. So is this good for me or no? Like, so
Mm-hmm.
that is something that can happen. I've seen where that anger translates to real life.
And especially with like myself, I'm really competitive. So I mean, I don't know about you. What did you play back in the day?
Call of Duty, your basic shooters, like I can't even think of nothing else right now.
Halo?
Oh yeah, Halo 3. Like that's like the
Hey,
main one I can remember. I
Yeah,
used
like
to love Halo 3.
that gets really competitive. It's really like, especially when you're playing up against like really good players, and then you lose and shit doesn't go your way, and there's always bugs in the game that happen every so often. There's always things that people abuse in the game that is overpowered, so to say, and all that stuff kind of piles on each other and really pisses you off every once in a while. The biggest
do
thing
you
with
got?
me is like in FIFA. So FIFA's really it honestly it's really broken. I was addicted to FIFA, not addicted anymore. I play it like in moderation, like I keep saying for some reason, but there has been times where I have lipped off to like said some stupid shit at like post game and everything just cuz I was pissed because of that. So like I totally get where that's a problem and it's horrible.
No,
It's
you
horrible when
talking
you
to a
get that.
FIFA player right here, bro. That's like a main thing for me. FIFA is like that's because I love soccer though, but
Oh yeah, I love soccer so much.
yeah, but FIFA can get up there. FIFA, it is terrible like how they do it now. Like I feel like they're ruining like it's about packs at this point. Like it's about packs. It's about making your team not feel as good. So then I gotta go get more players, and it's just
It's pay to win, bro. It's pay to win. It always is with online games, especially with like well, I guess like in Call of Duty it isn't pay to win, but like pack centric, like pretty much gambling centric, like FIFA is, it's pay to win, bro. It's like the people that have the money have the best teams and there's no way around it. And sometimes like when you obviously like yes, you can have two good players, but if they're equal in skill level on the sticks, like on your controller, but let's say one guy's got fucking Mario Götze in the midfield and the other's got prime fucking Rude Hullet. Marcellus, that's a reference you wouldn't get because you don't understand soccer, I don't think. But like, like you can only be so good until the players start to like the players in games start taking over. Like that's the crazy part with FIFA. It's oh my god, it pisses me off. But I mean, everyone sometimes then the people that like the grind and like the come up coming from zero to like getting that Rude Hullet or like even from zero to getting that Mario Götze. Some like that's a game that you can really grind and have fun with, but then it also is a game that if you put a decent amount of money into, you can get a really good team.
yeah,
Sounds like 2K.
bro.
Gotta get them
2K is horrible.
VCs. Gotta get
2K
them
is
VCs.
literally like 2K is so like it's crazy. It's funny you brought up 2K like how the
Yeah.
PS5's out and everybody's dying for the new 2K. And if you go and like ask anyone, like they not even playing they already stopped playing their PS5. It's that bad. Like it's really that 2K has been ruined for years. Like I can't deal with it. FIFA's my last hope, and even still, like it's tedious playing that. Like the weekend league is just the connection's bad, everything is bad. Like I can't.
They got to do something. I know when I played 2K, like the servers were horrible. Is they still really bad?
Right now they have like this big server, but they can't even hold that many people yet. And like,
Oh my God.
the games are super laggy.
Oh my God.
They tried to put so much stuff in the city that it lags because they're trying to render everything going on in the background. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a lot.
I heard like you can get cars and stuff now. Like they want to make it almost like GTA on the what's it called? Is it ballpark or what it's called? Where you go and play like half court with people and
Like my park or something.
It's like the my part, where they're like, you know, you can go all over the city, like it's a big city.
Dang, bro.
Shoot, we've been going at it for a good little minute now.
We got
crazy shit.
We went from investing to, I mean, investing in video games is a very interesting kind of connection there. I don't know how we got there, but
I mean, I honestly kind of agree with Marselis. He said investing is like a video game for him. I mean, that's literally what it is. It's what it's like when you understand it. Like it's the same concept. That's like a big thing that took to me with trading. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the TED Talk. I encourage everybody to check this out if they haven't. It's the Super Mario effect. And
I need to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely check that out because it basically explains how you can train your mind to learn more instead of, like, how people get so frustrated, like he was talking about with the end result, focused on the end result. But when you play in Super Mario, when you die, what's your focus? Hop back in the game and keep going, like till you do whatever you got to do in the game. And so it's like a mindset going into, and I think it's the perfect mindset for trading. It's the perfect mindset for trading.
If you have proper risk management and you can keep trading.
Please use proper risk management.
Little asterisk disclaimer, please use proper risk management.
Put some subtitles up.
Damn.
Risk management is necessary. Oh my God.
All right, well, damn, we touched on, obviously we touched on investment. We went all the way to video games. We went all the way to mindset. We touched on a bunch of things. And it's been about that hour mark that we're staying consistent with. I like that. I like the hour. We get a lot in an hour, even though it feels like it goes by in about 2 minutes.
Super quick.
It just goes and goes and goes. But Rodney, I loved having you on. It was great to connect with you again.
Yeah, it was.
I know that we would most likely love to have you on again to talk possibly topic centric. Possibly when some other shit's popping in the investment world. So if you'd be down, that'd be awesome. We'd love to have you back. This was a lot of good storytelling, a lot of good information that has been supplied, a lot of good value to the viewers have been given here. But yeah, again, I thank you for coming on, and it was awesome. It was so awesome.
I appreciate it, man. It's my first ever appearance on here, so this is cool. This is cool. First ever podcast.
You got a lot of information to provide, my man.
Hey, man, just ask. All I gotta do is ask, and I'll tell you.
Bro, you was about to own a corner store, bro. Like, dang, talking about the parking lot, like how you was about to fix it and everything, dude. That's amazing. Kudos to you, bro. You're doing amazing things as an entrepreneur. I was actually going to ask you about how you think the election is going to affect the markets, because it's going to do something to it when that, stimulus check comes out and supposedly like another wave of COVID. But I guess we'll get into that the next podcast, and we'll just cash out when we see the markets do its thing, and we buy or sell the bag and get up out the markets. We call it legal bank robbery. That's what I like to call myself.
I will say that is one reason why I have not traded this year yet. I'm waiting to see what that's going to look like.
Right.
So I am actually waiting for that to see what happens. But I haven't participated yet. I haven't participated in the market yet. Just been looking and observing. Really, mainly though, taking a break. I haven't traded in about 2.5, 3 weeks. So
gotta need that mental break every once in a while.
I definitely needed it. So
you just sit back on your bags and just watch it happen. Oh, damn. All right. Well, this has been episode 10 of the T.O.D. project. Obviously, stay tuned because Rodney will most likely be on talking about some crazy investment that he came across there when he buys the fucking what's the best hotel? The fucking what's the Ritz-Carlton? Buys a Ritz-Carlton or something. goes that hard in
MGM.
real estate. Yeah, something like that.
Right. He gonna be like Trump.
When you got like five Rolls Royces or something like that, he'll be on again. He'll be on. But anyways,
The
guys.
Rodney Tower.
Yeah, exactly. The Rodney Davis Tower. We'll see that. Just imagine. All right. Well, anyways, guys, this has been episode 10 of TLD Project. Always look down in the description. I know Rodney's links will be there for sure. Triumph Company's links will be down there. TLD Project's links will be down there. So yeah, connect with everything down there. Show Rodney some love. I have his Instagram down there, and his link tree will be down there, so you can connect with his market mechanics, whole essence of his brand as well. And even if you have any questions about investing, I'm more than sure he'd be more than happy to respond to that and give you the information. But yeah, so take it easy, guys. See you guys. Let's see. Sunday, episode 11 will be releasing. We have another one of our good friends hopping on, so that should be another one. All right, take it easy, guys. Hope you have a good one. Peace.